Hello everyone. Let's start. Today we will talk about version control systems. Probably some of you working with such systems a lot. But anyway, I will talk about such subversion systems like Subversion, Git, and also kind of a version control system Maven. First of all, what we need these systems for? We need mostly the needs of these systems is developers' needs. The specialists who develop some parts of code, some parts of project, and when they work together, they need to get some instruments to collect these parts of work together. Mm, So, as known for today, it's exist two main kinds of version systems. First, so-called local systems, and second is distributed systems. Example of first systems is Subversion, one of the most popular, and example of distributed system is Git. Here is some advantages and disadvantages of each system. So, as you can see, Subversion has more simple and more easy commands to control your code, but you have to make more frequent queues, so you have to ask your central server more frequently to get some pieces of code and to pull your developed codes to the server. But Git is more modern and it's more distributed approach. You can collect the project on your local working place and work with this repository of code. And if you're ready, if you have a connection to the server, you can commit, you can push your pieces of code to the central server. So here is more detailed. So I will describe in more details previous slides. So if we work with JIT system, if we want to create so-called repository, we can use commands such JIT init, and after that we will write project name, and after that we will get some folders, probably some empty folders, which are ready to start our work. If we want to download some ready project and continue work with this project, we can use git clone command. The full list of the most popular commands you can find in so-called GitHub cheat sheets or in the internet. I will show you examples of these projects, but before also some comments. If we want to check status of our local repository, for example, do we have some changes that we want to pull to the central server, or we still have not made some changes, Also git-dev, it shows exact difference. What is the difference between our local repository and the remote repository on the central server. Also, if we want to add some files, these files will be added to the and prepared to send to the server. And actually, when everything ready to send, we also write command git commit. And here is not written, but after that also we have to write one more command, is git push command. And shortly, almost the same set of commands for subversion system. Little bit more significant if we want to create new project, we have to have some admin rules if we want to create it locally, and the command looks like this. Also, if we want to import some existing project to the remote repository, we can use a command like this. Also, I've talked about command line commands, but some people trying to automate is with graphic interface. Some steps is more successful, some not. Okay, I will finish with this description, and we'll show you some real examples of creation of Git projects and maybe Sven project too. For now, it's we have some familiar open services. What mean that it's open? We have some like web platforms when you can sign up, create your account, and create some projects. Probably you know the names of these projects. Maybe some of you worked a lot with these projects. But we will talk much more about project GitLab, because this project also let you to create your own server on your own computer, for example, at your home or at your company. If you want to create some, if you want to work with Git server, with your own Git server, and if you need to not just share your code on some web service, but if you want to have some security, this is your choice. And moreover, this is not just code version control system. This GitLab application, this GitLab server, let you to build in some so-called CI/CD, so you can also make some tests of your code, and most of these tools are included in this project. So now some examples. First of all, like I show you, like I have a GitHub account, and probably you know. So if we want to create new project, we can do it with this web interface. For example, I will go to repositories page and just press new. I can type some name. I can make it public. I can make it private. And I press create, and that's all. I can add some files As I know, I can add some files through the web interface, but it's not very easy, but I can. I can type something and I have to push commit new file, and it's ready. Yes. Also, I can create some project locally. I need to create some new folder. Let's say something. Oh, test it already exists. Let's name it test. Okay. And also I have installed the Git software. I have downloaded it from the Git. I don't remember link. Git download. Probably from here. So if you want, you can try too. Supported platforms are here. Windows is one of supported platforms, and after that, from the command line, I can do the following thing. So let's go to this folder. Any ways to do this? So, and I have to just write git init if I want to create new project, and after that the name of new project. Let's say okay, so here is new project, and we can we can explore what inside. And here is lots of small files, small folders, which Git created for us. We can explore it with Notepad, but mostly this is some configuration. Usually user doesn't have some needs to read all of this. Maybe just for troubleshooting, but for my experience, I have never some needs to check what inside. Okay, and after that, for example, we want to push this project to the GitLab platform. Maybe we will create one more. So let's create one more. Because when you create it, it will show you some tips, and I'm not so frequently to create some new project. I don't remember what I have to type. So I'll create new repository of the command file. So we made this, yes, and here is the command which we have to. So we can create some file. Yes, one of restrictions of Git, if the folder is empty, Git doesn't create this folder. This is one of strange restrictions, but if we want to push something, we have to create some file. So let's create something. This is going to be just usually first file is readme. This is description of the project. This is just kind of culture of project creation. Yes, when I create the type of this file, the Git hub will recognize that this is not just text file, but this is a file with special markup. Let me talk about GitHub Markdown. Yes, Markdown. And what it is about. You can just type special symbols like here. These symbols will make the text looks like a header. And if we want to create some list, we can make these signs. If we want to put some this stuff, for example, we can just check how it works. I want to create list inside my file. Save it, and here is helpful comments. First of all, git add, and I will press tab, and it's found. Oh, I have to go inside folder. Here is my file, and git add readme. Actually, I think I can type just this sign, and it will add every file which in my folder. After that, I have to create commit. Just copy paste this command, and it showed me that it creates one commit with this. Here is usually its description of commit. Usually it have to be some reasonable text inside this, because when you will check history in the future, it will help you to understand what is going on during the project. And the final, oh, no, two comments. I have to type this command. One more time. Okay, I think it will ask me about login and password on the next step. Yes. I have installed GitHub desktop application. Maybe because of this it will show the window, because usually it have to ask me about my login and password inside the command line, but maybe I don't know, maybe it's something special in Windows operating system, because usually I work with GitHub on the Linux operating system. But let's try. Okay, looks like everything is good. Let's check what happened. So here we have readme file. It's inside. Yes, and it shows us that it list looks like this. If we want to see the raw, the sources, you see that it have some special markup. If we will not use the this file type, it will not recognize a special markdown file, and it will not change the view of the this text. So this is important. Okay. Also, what I want to show you about the Git, it's about how to work, how to make changes. If we have some couple of developers and they have some couple of projects, and they, couple of developers work inside one single project. For example, I created another account, so I called it j-avdeev2, and I can, let's see, I have a test with my DevOps project, but I want to test with, oh, first of all, I have to go to the project page. I will copy link and just insert here. And what I want, this developer, he's not owner of this project, but he wants to make some modifications inside this project. For example, maybe edit something inside this file or add some folders and files. So he will make some modifications. After that, he will push a new pull request. So he made a so-called fork. So he made a copy of this repository inside his own environment, inside his own folder. And yes, first of all, I have to make a fork. I push fork. And now we see that it's created the repository for this user. And now I can create new files, I can upload, I can download to my computer and work with this repository locally. But for this example, I think I can make something in the web form. I will just let me just to edit this file. For example, I will just add some more lines. I will commit changes, and it's all now in my copy of this repository. Also, I will just create new file. Also, if I want to create folder, I can just type folder name. After that, type my file name. So Git recognize this name as folder. If I want to create just empty folder, Git have restrictions for this, so only non-empty folders. Okay, and to create, I have to press commit new file. We'll write something inside. Where is the edit button? This pencil. Okay, it's ready, and now I want to ask the main owner of this project just to see my differences and to accept. This is called pull request. So I will go to the main to the root folder and press new pull request. I can create some new branches. This is common, not to work in the master branch, but create special branch for developing, maybe some special branches for something else. But if project is small, and for example, I show everything in the master branch, I push new pull request. Here is I can see all the difference which I made. So I updated a README file and also created and updated a file with file name. So everything is clear. I create a pull request. Also, I can write something. So please check my updates, for example, and prove it. And after that, I push create pull request. Everything of this I actually can make with a command line, but maybe it's a little bit more complicated. Okay, and now this user have to see that he get pull request. Actually, this user also got notification on its email. And here's how it looks like. So the title, and I can check what this user wants to. So he updated a README file. I can see what is updated, what the difference. So everything is clear. If I want to see something, I can do it. And after that, I can make the choice. I can merge pull requests. So all these modifications will be in my project, will be updated. My project will be updated with these modifications. But also I can close pull requests, so just delete and without any action. I can write something like if I don't like or if I want something another, and after, or I can just put a comment and without any decisions, and this user will get notification that I have left comment but doesn't approved of these modifications, and maybe make some actions. But if I also which I have rebase fragments from will be rebased and added to the base branch. There's some new interesting options, but usually I just if everything is fine, just merge pull request. Probably we I have to read about other options, but if I confirm merge, these all updates will become parts of this main project. So here is new folder and new name. Also, we can find that this is work of this user, not my. We can see also what is important, the history of changing. Where is the history? It looks like commit, and we can see for every commit what is made during this commit. This is how it looks like. And also what I wanted to show you, this is work with GitLab project. First of all, we will go to the main page. So this is free and open source software, so-called FOSS. You can, if you're not familiar, I ask you to read. Here is lots of interesting demos, manuals, videos about this project. So if you have some tasks with software developing, software testing, probably you're familiar. If not, just have to visit this page. Also, it's have this project have like a GitHub interface, GitLab. So you can sign up. Probably it's gitlab.org. gitlab.org. You can register and use this platform as GitHub. But which is more, here they offer some solutions for work with cloud. But also you can I can't to see some download links, but let's GitLab download. because they offer servers. Well, downloading the GitLab cap. So yes, they offer packages, package server. You can install on your own computer, so-called GitLab CE. This is, as I know, open edition, which platforms it's so you can install it under Debian operating system, and RPM it's usually Red Hat or CentOS kind of operating systems. So it's possible. And I have made this, and yes, here is installed my own server. I can, here is like interface is looking like as in GitHub you can create projects. Every project also have projects is a kind of repository, the same. Also you can create, I'm not under administrator user, so let me sign out. Let me, I don't know, maybe I remember, maybe not. GitHub. Hopefully password for this. Oh, this is here. Because I will show you how much capabilities this is offer for you. You can create, it's like everything the same settings. You can create accounts of users, so you can make like two-factor authentication. So you can make your server is open for registration, or you can set that you will make every account by yourself manually. Also, of course, you can import some accounts from so-called LDAP servers. Also, you can add some additional applications for authentication. Actually, I know I am familiar with OpenID, but other is not very common for me. Also, it have some chats accounts, emails, password, and so on. Kind of projects. So if you, yes, groups. When you create some project, on these groups, add people, configure GitLab. When you create project, you can decide, is it private, is it internal? So this is accessible only for internal, for the people who have account in your server. Also, this is option you can make your project public. For it will open for everyone in internet if your server have access to internet. Here's some templates of project. Of course, you can import your project from another CVS system. Here's the famous Bitbucket, Google Code, and other. You can type like the name of your project. Let's go back. What we can configure on our server. We have some tools of work automation. So it's not just place for code storage, but this GitLab software is kind of instrument for work organization, for workflow organization. We can projects in the same users, groups, jobs. Jobs, it's about so-called runners. So it looks like not too much special things. Access controls. Okay, let me show you some examples under just a regular user. So I have created some projects, and the interesting thing is so-called runners. This is about testing. I found on the page testing PHP. So if you want to try, if you haven't worked without it, or if you want to learn more, this is very interesting manuals on the docs GitLab pages. So imagine that we have a project, and we also have ability to test it every each commit. So these functions are inside this GitLab. And to turn on these functions, we have to create so-called GitLab CI UML file. And this file talk to GitLab server that after each commit, we have to run some scripts which will help to test our project. And here is examples. Here are the examples. I have created the example for PHP project, but it doesn't include the code of example of the project. It's just about testing, but here is the description of what it looks like. So we have, for example, we can use a Docker image. I don't know, maybe just to go through these steps. So we have some PHP project. So it's just PHP files which we will run, and we have ability to use Docker image. As you know, these images are open and you can download from the Docker host, and we can just type that we want an image with PHP of 5.6 version. This all in this file, and after that also we can create this file docker install, which describe every prerequisites which we have to do before this testing. So as you can see, we install some packages, we download something, make some access rule for this, and here docker php install provided by official. So This is just a description of Docker image, which is accessible from this hub. And about testing, we have ability to describe some tests which we will do firstly, and which test we will do after. And when everything is ready, it's have to be looked like we have a project, and we just let's say just edit something. I will just maybe just doesn't change, but let's say I will just add some probably comments to anywhere, just to create new comment. And when I press commit, runner will start. It will start, but for some reason it's in pending status. It doesn't work with this functionality before, but you can see that it started, but pending for some reason, and we can, because you don't have any active runners that can run this job, go to runners page. So for some reason it doesn't work. I will check why it doesn't work, but I just wanted to show you the principle. We create some special file which is read by the system, and this file describes what we want to test. Also, what about subversion? Subversion mostly looks like the same. I'm not familiar with the similar applications with based on the SVN approach, but have also testing and some kinds of altogether tools such as GitLab project, but mostly the basic principles looks like this. Also, also let you show one more time have one continuous integration presentation. Probably I have showed you before, so I will show you just shortly that here's so this version control systems for problems of working together of some developers. So here I want to show you just one more time this slide. So this is how this workflow looks like. Usually, sometimes it's different, but usually it looks like this. People writing code, they test it. After that, test it in larger tests, maybe some reviews. Also, when integrate it to the main branch, and maybe make some more tests, and after that release it to production to the customer. And of course, people decide to automate these processes. Here is some famous tools of so-called automation of these processes. But the principle like this. So we make some changes to the code repository. Also, we have some tools which looking for commits, and if it's appear, they grab this repository, they build this, run. You remember runner in GitLab, and after that they make some reports. Reports about everything is good, everything is not good, and how it's work like. I'm going to prepare to finish laboratory work for about this. It will about GitLab. Actually, it still doesn't ready. Yes, it's to be done. Also, next time we will talk about Zabbix tools, about monitoring tools, which helps to monitor environment, monitor infrastructure state, of computers of developers, state of customer computers. But for today, that's probably all. So thank you for listening. Goodbye.